Hey folks, welcome to Fyrefly's Follies. I hope that you enjoy the video today. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a while. So today I am canning beef stew, and I thought I would bring you along and show you how I do that in my kitchen. Now, I am raw packing everything, so my canner is here. I've checked the seal, I've checked the gasket, I've checked the valve, I've checked everything, and it's ready to go, but I haven't turned the heat on. It has the water in it, it has the rack in it, and my jars have been sanitized and they have come back up to room temperature. So I'm going to do one and show you how I pack my beef stew, and then I'm going to get the rest of these packed and in the canner. Now, I have a couple of confessions to make. I don't like carrots and I don't like celery. I don't eat either one of them, but I love the flavor that they give to foods. So I put my carrots and my celery in my beef stew in very large pieces. It makes it easy to get it back out. That way I don't have to pick little pieces of carrots and celery out. So my recipe is really simple. I layer the jar, beef, onion, potatoes, stick of carrot, stick of celery, couple of sticks of carrots and celery. And then for pints, and I will leave the full recipe in the description below, but for pints I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon each of thyme and paprika. I'm going to add a tablespoon of red wine. Now this is whatever wine you like. If you won't drink it, don't put it in your food, is kind of my rule of thumb. And I just opened a bottle of Cabernet, so I will add a tablespoon of tomato paste, a teaspoon of steak sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then I will top it up with broth. And I do have my broth sitting over here. There's just not space for it. You guys know, tiny kitchen, limited space. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to layer these in. So typically I put about a third to a half of a jar of beef in, and I pack it in. You want to pack your jar so that you're getting the most food in it that you can, that you're able to. Now this is not an open and eat. You have to actually thicken it. I don't put any thickener in the beef stew that I can. Cubes in there. You know, pardon me, pardon my reach. Have to get some soap. Okay. Now I've diced up or chopped up some potatoes, and I just have them sitting in cold water, so I'm going to drop a few of those in. Then I'm going to drop in some onion. And I'm going to drop in a piece of carrot or two if I can get them in there. And a piece of celery. That one might fit, yep. Alright, now to this, I am going to add a tablespoon of red wine. Teaspoon of steak sauce. It's here somewhere. And whatever steak sauce you like, this just gives it a little zing. And y'all, if you don't like carrots or celery or the flavor that they give, just don't put it in. It's your kitchen, it's your food. Play with your food, find the flavors that you like. Right, so I'm going to add a teaspoon of tomato paste. Come on. And I'm just going to eyeball the Worcestershire, half a teaspoon. It's a good healthy dash or two. And then I'm going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon each. Thyme. And smoked paprika. Alright, now I'm just going to top these up with broth. And then I'm going to debubble them. See if I can't knock that tomato paste down in there just a little bit. Y'all ever have one of those days where everything you touch just goes wrong? I should not be canning today because I am having one of those days. But I got everything ready last night, made broth, so today I'm canning. Okay. That one's got a little much in it. Alright, so plain white vinegar. I'm just going to put some in a bowl. And because we're pressure canning, we do not have to heat the lids. So I've just got my lids sitting waiting for me. So now I'm going to give the rims a good wipe. And y'all, this serves two purposes. When I'm getting my jars ready, I always check the rims to make sure that there are no nicks or cracks or bumps or anything on them. And then I wash them and process them and sanitize them. And this just gives me a second chance to feel the rim and make sure that nothing has happened in that process or that I didn't miss anything. Because if you're putting up food, you don't want anything to interfere with the seal. Alright, so lids on. Rings on. Fingertip tight. And into the canner. So I'm going to finish filling my jars. I think I'm going to get 6 or 8 based on the amount of meat that I have. I'm going to get my canner loaded. I will bring it up to a boil. I will let it vent for 10 minutes and then I will process these for 75 minutes. Now, for quarts, you do 90 minutes, but I'm doing pints, so it's 75 minutes. Once they're done, I will shut the heat off and I will let it come down off of steam naturally. And once we're there, I will bring you back and let you see where we're at. Okay, so I brought the canner up to a boil and let it vent for 10 minutes. And then I put the regulator on and I processed, let it come up to pressure, and I processed for 75 minutes. When the 75 minutes was up, I heard one seal. I turned the heat off and let it come down off of pressure naturally. And once the lock on it dropped, I set the lid kind of askew for about 5 or 6 minutes. So now let's get these out and see what we ended up with. Right. Can you see that? Beautiful beef stew still bubbling away in the jar. Now, when I am ready to serve this, or when I'm ready to eat this, I will open the jar and I will pour the liquid into a pan. And I will thicken it with a little cornstarch or maybe a little bit little flour roux. Because right now it's soup. To be a stew, it needs to thicken a little bit. You can see the potatoes, you can see the carrots, you can see the onions. The beef is cooked in the bottom of the jar. All right, tomorrow, after about 24 hours, I will come back. I will take off the rings, I will check the seals, I will wash the jars, I will label them and put them in my pantry. This is good for a couple of years. It's good until the seal breaks. After a couple of years, the taste starts to lose its vibrancy. So, I really hope that you enjoyed the video today. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. And if you hit the notification bell, YouTube should notify you when I upload a new video based on your settings. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great day.